Welcome. I'm Diego. This is a much how to say um, uh, quicker. What's this game called? So this is Vienna Automobile Society. I'm not even looking at the right. There we go. This is Vienna Automobile Society. Um, this is the latest of our um, uh, looks at the perhaps undercovered games in the massive itch bundle for racial justice. That in the past we have looked so far at Dispontibus and Darfromantic, a puzzle and strategy puzzle game, respectively. This is, like I said, a much sort of quicker, sloppier sort of stream than usual. Empty fields are not allowed. What is an empty field? What field is empty? Category. Don't tell me racing game. Racing game. Everything is fine. I'm just trying to look at the stream myself so I can, know things about it. Tends to be a nice thing to be able to do. Looks like the stream is happening. There's no motion yet because I haven't moved anything. Now I'm, just changing some of the cars. Who knows how the editing of this all will go, right? So who knows if even in the edit it'll be wild. But this is Vienna Automobile Society. It seems like an interesting racing game with a unique input, the likes of which I can't claim to know much of. I don't think I really know how to play this game, but luckily if I press start, there's a how to play. So we're going to do this. Tap the bottom to go up. The gear marker spins when you can gear up. Okay, so I can gear up. The number of dots equals your car's gear. So if one is spinning, so if it's filled out, then it's good. No, I can't. Okay. So that says when I can start gearing up. And I can tap that to gear down. Okay, so because around that curve, if I'm geared up like this, okay, so it's less about like straight up braking and accelerating than sort of abstractly gearing up and gearing down. So it's a car braking, downshift complete, gear matches corner for quickest reentry. Cool. I want to do that, and I can go around that corner. Gearing down again too quickly will stop your car. And I can gear back up. Collisions could lower your car's speed by 1 gear or brings you to a stop. And I can... Oh, that's buck wild. While steering, you won't accelerate. You'll also slowly lose steering as you approach each corner. Shortest path to a corner is the fastest. Complete game rules. Your car can gear up as soon as your light turns green, or after you pass a gear marker. Your car accelerates until you reach the marker, which spin once you pass them and can gear up. Your car has 4 gears. Each corner is rated to a gear of 1 to 4. To best enter a corner, your gear should match or be lower than the rating of the corner. The lines on a corner's entry represent its gear rating. Okay, so that way I can know beforehand. And your car's gear is the total number of dots on that line. Okay, if you exceed the, we'll spin the car if I exceed it by 1, if I'll crash it or be knocked if I exceed it by more than 2. I can gear down at any point if I'm in the second gear or higher. When you gear down, a gear marker will appear a short distance in front of your car. Okay. Okay. I kind of wish there was some amount of differentiation between the gear markers for you having successfully lowered your gear or you sort of being able to spin up the next one. If you collide with a car, to draft another car, you must be behind them, and both cars must be in second gear or higher. Steering is a thing. Okay, so it matches. The stick matches as if we were in the car, as opposed to it matching sort of as though we were looking at it from this view. Weather can optionally modify the race, but I'm okay with it not. Oh, I needed to gear down. I didn't hit the wrong button for gear down. Okay, so gear down is going to be this X, not the I can zoom in. Oh. This is just a practice. Okay. I can zoom in with these. Oop, nope, I geared up too much. Oh, okay. This is good practice. All of this is just sort of, it's good practice. Just like this, just like this. And then I want to gear down. I want to be understanding of when is best to gear down. Okay. Yeah. I think I get this all. I think I also want the steering to be sort of relative to the car. And now that we're good with that, head over to our menu. We're gonna, how do I say I do want to be, I do like that purple one. Is there a way for me to change, what are the tracks? I like this is nice and simple. Yeah, let's go with our nice and simple track. Oh, is this the nice and simple track? I don't know if this is the nice and simple track. This is not the nice and simple track. Oh. Gear up, take a nice tight curve, and gear down. And then I want to take a nice tight curve and gear up. And I can stay geared up, but I have to gear down here. And then I want to gear up as soon as I can, because I can take this. Oh, nope, I went too fast on that one. That'll still want me to gear up in time for me to gear down, which is luckily very nice. And we can gear up once more. Take this turn nice and tight. Oh, but not spin out. And I want to gear up here in order to be, nice and good here. And this really long straightaway we can gear down. Basically come to a break if we gear up too much. Okay. Yeah, this is great. This is a really interesting sort of like look of sort of the strategy of sort of the speed of racing, understanding why straightaways are sort of as important as they are, sort of giving it more of a strategy feeling element to it. Oops. without making it sort of like turn-based, right? So you know, this is maybe more easily thought of as strategy in that nice, cool, abstract way. No, just slow down there so that way we don't mess up anything on that. And then we can slow down there, and we can speed up here, and we can not speed up there, but we can speed up on this one. We're then going to slow down once more, and then slow down quite in time. And we speed up. This one seems nice and sped up. And we needed to have slowed down for that, but that's okay. We got this. We can do all of this. This is good. This is within our... Okay, so then there's also, you know, you don't want to adjust your steering too much because then you see how that, like, moves that all away. I needed to... I never remember to slow down on that one. There we go. So that way we can get this as speedy as possible. Oh, but maybe not too speedy, so that doesn't keep happening. I wonder if it tells us, oops, how many laps we got left. I'll speed this up. I'll speed this up. I'll speed this up once more, but only to slow it all down, which is perhaps slowing down too much too quick. Oh, I needed to have slowed that down. Good here, but we need to adjust this. Oop. Nice, nice, nice. Getting this all good and dandy. Slow down. Oh. Doing great. Nope, it's too fast. It's too fast. I keep hitting the honk button instead of the slow down button. And so I wonder if this has any amount of it that is still not enough. Okay. Sorry, I'm just concentrating. Again, the feel of a strategy game, but sort of the real-time elements of racing. It's very exciting. And then, yeah, trying to sort of manage on a smaller level when you can do those accelerations and decelerations. So here I can accelerate once more and decelerate just right at that little bit right there. Oh, but I needed to have decelerated there. But I can accelerate here, accelerate once more, decelerate a little bit. This seems like it would be a fantastic multiplayer game, which the UI suggested that it is or could be. However, I am currently alone. Nope. And so I would love to see people with friends play this. That sounds a little bit mean to me. No, I have friends. Friends in sort of proximity. Yeah, I wonder if there's this number of laps that I need to have doing. Or if this is just sort of a go until I crash, maybe. I want to see what happens when I crash. So I'm going to take this turn really tight. Bam. Hey, listen, I don't want to get blue or nothing, but look at the shape of this racetrack. It's kind of a thing. Anyway, let's go back to the menu. How do I change what track I'm playing? I want this one. It says 3 laps. 3, 2, 1. Is it going to be 3 laps, or is it going to say practice? Continue. What happens for me to get out of practice? Do I have to have friends? I think I have to have friends. So then I do this, and then I do this. Okay. And then, yeah, this is great. This is a great beginner course because if all of them are ones, it really encourages you to try to go for those smaller optimizations. Oops. And really sort of, try to... Come on. Yeah, go for those speed ups. Because otherwise, either that or for you to try to... Oh, too fast. I am speed. Yeah, because like I'm really looking like way ahead on the course instead of where my car is ever, which is only sometimes a problem. Yeah, I bet the sort of steering and sort of car hitting dynamics are also like real interesting. I have no clue if it comes across, but I'm sorry if my tone is off or different. I've been having a real punchy day. Okay. I've tried this course enough. I'm gonna crash now. That's not crashing. I have to do good enough to get onto the straightaway in order to crash. There's just like not enough. Because if you're too fast, yeah, then that's the only place that you can actually crash for going too fast, because sort of there's not enough time on all the other tight turns. Yeah, and so sort of from a game design perspective, oh, Jesus, sorry, there's a little bug in here. Ooh, this is interesting. Why does it look like grayed out? Is it just because I don't have it? I'm curious as to sort of how the selection for all this is going. I feel like there's a little bit of the display that's perhaps off the off the screen. So I keep going down. Yeah, right. So this is what I did at first. This is the one I just... No, this is what I did. Yeah, the ordering for these doesn't seem to be quite how it should be. So so if I go up, side, down, side. That looks wild. I'm so not ready for this, but we're gonna do it, and I'm gonna be blue. Make it blue. I don't think I got it. The bug was like right in front of me, and I failed to squash a bug. Oh, nope, I'm in the menu. Team Akita. The music owns. I like how on tight turns, you can really sort of try to focus on the steering part of it a bit more. And then on this straightaway, yeah, we're gonna get real fast, we're gonna get real speedy, and then we're gonna slow it down. Not quite enough, but we tried to. We didn't crash, and that's really the most important part. It's like Speed Racer always says, don't crash. Do you think Speed Racer ever said the car's tagline, I am speed? little itty bitties. And we want little itty bitties. And we want biggy bitty. Bam. And then that, and then that. And that just lets us do this. And that. Bam. Oh, nope. Not quite. Getting it close to the wire is maybe not a sort of for me at the moment. We'll do this. And do this. Nope. Nope, nope, nope. Oh, golly gee. Okay, we'll do this last lap and then we'll look at another stage. The controller has vibration when you when you can gear up and when you successfully gear down, which I didn't think that would be like the thing. Oh, I geared up right after I geared down because I'm a fool. A fool in sheep's clothing. That is consequently in human's clothing. Is there a wolf in sheep's clothing? There's a thing that I feel like I'm like almost referencing when I say a fool in human clothing. And I feel like it isn't a wolf in sheep's clothing. 'Cause like, maybe it is, because, you know, the whole point of that is like it's deceptive. But, you know, I don't want to seem deceptive in a malicious way. That's sort of where I'm at on that one. I did brake twice, which does make you go to a stop. And that's probably long enough for like, especially if you get the turn really good. Nope, nope, I did every piece of that was bad. Oh, I said one more lap. Okay, we'll try and crash at the top of this next joint up here. How's that sound? Bam, and bam, bam. But yeah, the vibration is really essential, because then I'm not having to always look at where my car is. Ooh, I love seeing the verticality on this. I wish I could like tilt it all just a little bit more, right? Ooh, that's an interesting one. Oh, bug's back. It's just like a little like fly or gnat or something. I tracked it in because I walk from work. Let me hold your horses. Horsey holding. Let's be, yeah, Sam Racing. You know, I find it pretty wild that these songs do rule. Oh, the temptation. I see how this works. Oh. How poor of a performance. This would be so much fun if I was doing it great. It's also still fun. I would like to clarify that. So a thing about Let's Play is I feel like we haven't played any games that I hate, and so I haven't like gone into like critical mode in the same way of like, man, this sucks, and I haven't gone full grump, which like I'm okay with, because that means that I'm playing games that I like, and I think, you know, in the service of trying to highlight indie games, you know, it's a good thing then that I like them, because, you know, the goal of trying to highlight cool, interesting projects, even when stuff like this, like I haven't played this before. I think I might have taken taken a gander at it before it was in the bundle. Like I was trying to look at strategy games, and this was sort of listed among them on itch. And the mechanic, the visualization of the mechanic is very appealing. And so, yeah, I think I like put it on a list or something of like games to check out. So I was very pleased then when it showed up here on the big old bundle. I feel like I'm like acing this. Am I incorrect there? Have I been just like screwing up and not noticing because I've been talking? But like, legit, this is a joyous game. This stage in particular is giving me some real flow stateness. Like you can hear me talking. And I mentioned before, you know, bit of a punchy day. So the fact that I'm talking and enjoying my time here is pretty darn good. I think I would, if I hadn't been able to try sort of as many of the stages as I had, or sort of taken the time to just sort of be with myself with the instructions, I might have taken more issue with sort of how difficult it is to maybe steer. But the game's mechanics themselves, you know, sort of push you to not sort of worry about. Oh, I didn't need to slow down that one. You know, try not to steer as much, right? like you're only making very fine adjustments right when you're out of a curve, and you hopefully already have sort of the strategy for your next turn all laid out. Which when I hear people who are into racing, like when I hear Rob Zachney on Waypoint Radio talking about racing, that's, you know, sounds a lot like the language, which, you know, in that case, I think, you know, one of the great things about video games is it can help sort of elucidate what people find interesting about various things. And this seems to be no exception to that. I want this, and I want this. I do want this, and okay. Oh, I was going too fast. Okay. I kind of, so a couple things that I wish there were is that, like, when I'm feeling a little bit lost in terms of how I am, I find myself looking back at my car just to sort of see from there how everything is going. But the car has basically no information around it other than can I accelerate or can I decelerate. And so I kind of wish that there was some kind of like some kind of thing saying like how many dots I'm at, because the way to look at that currently is through I didn't need to break through that one. I need to break through this one. Is through looking through the next turn. And so I don't know, maybe if that information were available on both of these screens, then that would be maybe a little bit more useful. I said I was gonna crash, I didn't. I'll crash on here. Yeah, I just want to get through. I want to look at least. Nope, not restart. Menu. Again, the way it like shifts out of that top down into that isometric is so appealing. And like I get, you know, from a full sort of perspective why, you know, that might not be sort of the most ideal thing for... Yeah, it seems like there is just sort of an extra row of stuff I don't see. Like this? What is this? That's great. Let's do it. Whoa. Is this like in the Coliseum or something like that? That's buck wild. And then we can do this and do this and do this. Oh, whoa, you can go a full 3 on that one? You can go a full 3 on that one? Oh, wow. That's great. And then the way that that makes you have to like reshift your focus back down and think about not just sort of the time it takes to accelerate, but also the time it takes to decelerate through multiple gears is fantastic. It's great. That's a great sort of escalation of everything, because you know usually you're worried about just getting just like that one little edge over, or not doing like I just did, accidentally decelerating when you have the ability to accelerate. But instead here is, how do I step it all down? How can I sort of get every last bit out of this that I can, but not just step it down that one, like these little edges here. I can never get that one right. But how do I even sort of get this and then step it down? Yeah. It's a great game feel. Yeah, like that. Oh man, that. Oop, that was a little bit too slow. Oh, yeah. Okay. Let's see if we can crash on the next most exciting part. Right here, I want to crash in spectacular fashion. And then it doesn't let you go over 4, right? Okay, yeah. And so, yeah, so you don't have to worry about there ever being a 4th thing there. Yeah, I think that I really like that map. The map construction here gives me like a real Kirby's Air Ride vibe. You know, in part it's the top-down thing, and not thinking about the top-down mode in Kirby's Air Ride, which is of course the second best mode. The first being city trial. Let's see. So yeah, I think this is this one. Okay, I want to see what that other. No, that's the one that I'm on right now. This one. I want to try this. Grosse Preis von Lachberg in Stratzerharning. That's right. I know that that bee-looking thing is an S. I'm a man of culture. Oh, okay. I like those graphics in terms of like, you know, this shows you whether it's like universal or relative. There are a couple things here that I wish, you know, kind of like Kirby's Air Ride, it sort of almost made you pick every time. Oh, that's tricky. Yeah. So it's like that other one, but trickier because of the rounding of the corners is physically harder to see. So I can do this, and then there's so much space, but because it's all rounded, then it's harder to sort of judge where everything is or should be, like where I should be starting to like decelerate and stuff like that. I'm not doing the steering any good, but you know what? Sometimes that's okay if I'm just not crashing. So I think this is more challenging. I don't know if I like it better or worse than the other stage because of it. You know, I'm less accustomed to it, I'll say. Seems more advanced, and I'm not perhaps the most advanced Vienna automobile societor. Is that a word, societor? It's like saboteur, but about society. Oh, yeah. Let's see. I think that's all about the sort of the fun, useful stuff I can say about this game without having anyone else to play it with. This seems like a worthwhile game to check out. Maybe add it to a couch game night. I was on the eShop for the Nintendo Switch, now in stores, and there's this game that was like this real Grand Prix F1 style type thing that was a top-down kind of perspective. That does have stuff like this gearing up and gearing down, but oops, wrong way. Okay. But yeah, the one that I'm talking about, I don't remember the name of it. It's not worthwhile telling you the name. It's like Rock and Roll Racing or something like that. I could be totally wrong about that name as well, but who's to say? Yeah, it was like almost too. I will say it wasn't almost. It is too granular for someone who's not into sort of the. I need to make the motions relative here. So I think that there's a really great sort of balance that needs to be made between when you do your when you do your steering versus how much speed that allows you, because you don't accelerate while you're steering, and so but the steering is more effective earlier on. And so if you're able to get in those turns earlier like that, but it loses you time to accelerate, time to speed up in the sort of the interim. And so deciding when you want to focus on which. Oh yeah, that was less slick, but the one just before that, amazing. And I think actually this will be our last map that we take a look at. I'm actually a little bit surprised at sort of the hit rate of these maps, how much I've enjoyed them, and how much how much sort of strategy is being packed into the sort of pretty simple rule set. I'm a fool. I decelerated and did not mean to. I kind of wish you could start to cancel the deceleration. And let's crash right here. Before you hit the full stopping point. But I get sort of from maybe a balancing perspective why that's not the case. But I want to thank you all so much for joining me here. Heavy rain. Interesting. Cars generate large water trails. Wild. But thank you guys so much for joining me here for this, this relatively short look at Vienna Automobile Society. Again, part of that massive itch bundle. If you got it, or if you would like to check out this game on its own, I recommend it. This seems good. We might even break this out later if we happen to have people in the same place again. So many laps you can do. Full 12. We'll catch you next time. Goodbye. I don't want to leave it. This music rules.